stomping grounds of the dining room with our artwork. You might remember this from 1 year ago when we started filming. We were this big and this big, and now we're back in action, and we're really excited about the video and the topic that we're going to be talking about today. Tell them what we're going to be talking about today.
We're going to tell you about the time that we applied for The Biggest Loser. We're so excited. So you're like, what? You just clicked on this video and you're like, will you guys sign up for The Biggest Loser?
Yeah, we did.
If you're new here, just be aware that we used to be about 100 pounds heavier than we are now.
At least, like 110, 125, 130.
Yeah. And so we're going to tell you the story about how we decided that we were going to apply for The Biggest Loser. Starting now!
I don't know, we were going through our weight loss journey and we were losing weight. We lost like 10 or 20 pounds and we knew that we were going to start doing this, and we knew it was a long-term thing. So we were just cruising along. And then somehow we found the reboot of The Biggest Loser on USA Network, and we watched like Erica and Steve and Bob Harper, like back again. Like, we grew up watching the show. Alex is very passionate.
Yeah, it was so cool because it was like, it got like canceled for a while, but then it got repicked up on a different network, and it was like different and more about like lifestyle, sustainable. So it was like less like, rah! And it was more like, let's change our lives, like how The Biggest Loser should have been from the beginning. So we enjoyed watching it, and it was a lot of fun. We pretty much watched the whole thing I'm pretty sure it was at the beginning of quarantine when we started watching it. So like the finale had like just aired.
Yeah.
And then we had found it and we watched it on demand for like, I don't know, it took us like a week, and we watched the whole thing, and it was so the best thing ever.
It was so good, and all the people were so good, and the trainers are so good, and like the facility was so cool, and like just like everyone's journey and like the actual things that they did on the show, like the challenges and like all that stuff. It was really fun to watch, and it really like, I don't know, we were like, oh my gosh, like we grew up watching the show, and like
it was different though, because this time we were watching it and we were fat. Like we'd always watch it growing up, and we were like in shape and we were little, and we were just like, oh my gosh, like we could never, like we couldn't relate, we couldn't understand. I mean, sure, we'd watch it and we enjoyed it for the entertainment, but it didn't like relate, like it didn't hit us like on that like personal level that it did this time around. So it was like really interesting to watch it again from being in the perspective of being the overweight person.
Mm-hmm. And so then, like, as we were watching it and throughout quarantine when we were doing at-home workouts, we pretended that we were on the show.
Yes, it was so fun.
And we were like, okay, like, we're on The Biggest Loser, like, go harder, like, sweat more, like, get a bigger puddle of sweat going, like, you can do it, like,
don't stop.
If they did it, like, we're actually, like, we had some athleticism in our background. We were like, we can do this too, and so we would pretend that we were on the show when we were doing our at-home workout.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was a great motivator, and it was cool too because you watch them work so hard on TV. It's the same thing like when you go watch a motivational video on YouTube. Like it was just a really good, like, not that it was like the only push, but it was like another push of encouragement. So it was cool. Yeah, it was really cool. So then we were like, I don't know, just kind of like as a joke, we were like we could be on that. Like that'd be cool. Like we were still like big enough.
We hadn't like enough to lose.
Yeah, and we were like, wow, like these challenges, like we could do this and we could win.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, let's see. And so like I went online and I found out that they were casting for the next season. So we were like, oh my gosh, like we should apply. Like we could totally win this. We could sign up and we could win all these challenges and win $100,000. Like that's really cool. Like because we knew we were already on this weight loss journey. We were like, we're gonna do this. Like, let's do it.
And then you looked up
on
the internet or on social media and
something.
She was like, Reed, they're casting for the next season. Like casting is open.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is awkward. Because I never thought that I would be signing up and filling out the application for myself.
Right. Right.
I always thought that we would sign up our family members.
Right.
No offense. But it was an awkward moment in time of making the decision.
But I wanted to do it so bad. I was like, that's it. Like, I want this. Because growing up, I like always watched it, and it was like, I want to do this.
It was the best show ever.
But obviously, like, I was like in shape, and like it was just like not relevant. So anyway, we submitted our applications and we submitted videos.
Like less than 24 hours after, because you submitted yours, and then I didn't submit mine until like a week later.
Yeah.
And then the day after I submitted mine, then we get a call from LA, and
they were like, hey, like, we loved your application video. It was like me and Ree like talking about like how we have like arm flab and stuff, and it was pretty funny. But they were like, hey, like, we liked you guys, and we want to move forward with the interview process to see if you would be like a good fit for the show. And we were like, oh my God, like, it was like absolutely crazy, and we were so excited and we were thrilled. And we actually did like an interview
video.
Well, that too. We did an interview with like a producer, a casting director, and then she was like, oh my God, first of all, that was like a disaster. We were so nervous, and it was just like, oh, it was a struggle bus. But then we created literally like a 15-minute video about like our story and all of this, and we spent like a whole weekend doing it, and we went to like different places, and it was so fun. And we submitted it, and we like submitted our like old photos, and we just said like they're like, okay, great, like we'll follow up and you know, as the casting process goes on. And we were like, okay. So we waited. And we waited.
And nothing. They never ended up filming the season.
No. So we don't know if it got like canceled. Obviously there was issues with COVID and productions and all of that. So I mean, who knows what got the green light to continue with production and what didn't. But obviously The Biggest Loser didn't. I always like look on, you know, like Steve Cook's like Instagram and everything, because like people would ask him, and he even said that like they just like never like contacted them about like the next season or anything like that. So we assumed that it was canceled or whatever. So we were really sad, because we were at that point where we still had enough weight to lose, but we were already like so mentally in the game.
I was 235.
Yeah, I think I was like 260 something. I was like 260 something.
65 maybe.
Yeah. And like our video, we'll have to share that at some point. But like we were pretty chunky still, so it was good.
Yeah.
But
we went out and we did it anyway.
Yeah.
And we made it through. We made it out alive.
Yeah. So far, lost 125 pounds. Ree's lost
105.
105. And I mean,
well, like 107.
If they ever do another season and they reach out, then too bad, so sad. We'll come on and cheer them on. But I mean,
where are they now?
We got past the point of needing to be on The Biggest Loser.
Woo! Thank you, Biggest Loser, for motivating us to be better and work harder.
Yes. We lost the weight anyway,
yeah.
And that's all that matters. So that was our experience. It was short, but it was fun and exciting.
And also, if you are thinking about something, or if you see something and it even crosses your mind for a second, like, don't second guess yourself if that's what you truly want. Like, don't think that it's awkward or embarrassing. Like, if that's what you want and that's what you believe, go do it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Thank you
for
watching
our
video today, talking about our experience on signing up for The Biggest Loser.
If you liked this video, or if you even didn't, just give it a thumbs up anyway. And make sure you're subscribed to our channel if you are not. We love all of you so much. And if there's any kind of video that you want to see from us, suggestions are welcome. No guarantees, but ideas are always welcomed. But anyway, yeah, that's all we got. And we will see you next time.
Thank you to everyone who supports us and supports our journey.
Yes.
No matter what happens, like, no matter, like, if we lose a bunch of weight or if we don't, like, we just thank everybody for their support, in just supporting us being who we are.
Yeah.
And not necessarily just trying to be like skinny, but just supporting us in being us.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Mm-hmm. Get real!
Do you want to do that again? Or we both say, get real.
No, because that's not real.